So today's lesson using photos is going to be using PicMonkey's photo editor. First of all, to access PicMonkey, you're going to go to the web, go to picmonkey.com, that's P-I-C, and then monkey.com. This is available as an app from Chrome, the Chrome Web Store. The extension is a little bit different. If you would utilize the extension, what it would do is take a picture of whatever is showing on your screen, and you could do a select shot or whatever else. As I showed you yesterday, for those of you that were in class and those of you that weren't, you can do basic edits on this, and you can choose where you're going to edit from. You can do some sort of a touch-up if you want to, and edit and touch-up are kind of the same thing. It'll take you just to a different start spot on the menu. You can design something brand new. They do have some templates, but those are in beta form. They haven't really been used a lot. I started, like when I did mine, I did a blank canvas when I designed. And when I was talking about did mine, those of you that weren't here, I'm sorry, I designed Luke's birthday invitation just using PicMonkey 100%. You can also do a collage here. Probably not the best way to make a collage. Google Photos probably will do a better collage for you than this. You'll have a little bit more control over it. But I do like that you can add text, and if you wanted to do it all in one, this would be the place to go. So for the sake of ease, I already loaded a picture. By the way, I did not even stage this picture. I saw this yesterday morning at my house, and I was like, oh, I could definitely use that when I am showing different photos. There you can see I took the picture right in this area. This is how 3-year-olds roll. They don't like Elsa, I guess, so they take care of it. So something I would want to do is, first of all, you can see the lighting is a little weird because we were just getting ready to go to school, so I don't have many lights on. I'm going to auto adjust this and just see what it does. And you notice it brightened up the picture quite a bit. Now I'm going to crop it and try to get all of my stuff off the bottom, like meaning that shadow from my phone where I took that picture. I'm going to get that off the bottom, and then nobody needs to see these blankets in the background so much, so I can get rid of that. And once I go ahead and click out of it, again, like you could do in photos, you could choose the exact size if you're planning on printing it. If it's just going to remain a digital photo, why would you want to, adjust the size? I'd leave it at no fixed proportions. There have been times when I've designed something, like when I did Luke's, when I did his birthday invitation, I knew I wanted it to be a certain size, and then I just did it bigger, so, it would have no problem doing that, and you can just set that with your actual size. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust that, and there it looks totally different. Poor Elsa, she's just taking it bad, isn't she? So I could do a variety of things here in just this basic editing. Remember, any of the items that show up, now in here there aren't any, but any of the items that would show up that would have the little royal feature, or royale if you want to say it fancy, there's a little crown down here in the bottom. But maybe I want to do some Instagramming to it, and I want to pick like some different colors, or maybe I just have different options. That's what this first basic edits is going to do. It's going to let you just pick some various things that you want to do. I'm not really into Instagram sorts of things, so I'm going to do some other options. One reminder, if you are cutting a picture and you're going to plan to use a Royale feature, and it's going to give you the little monkey down here, you might not want to crop it so much because you might end up cropping more later. So then some different effects that you can add, and you can see the ones that are available. Again, remember these disclosure triangles will toggle some of these closed so you don't have to scroll quite so much. But maybe I want to make it look like it's cinemaramic, and then I put a little letterbox around it, and you can see it out of the black lines. I don't really like that. What's this one do? Oh, it kind of circled in, and it got rid of the rest of those blankets. That's perfect. And then I could also, make that a little bit more. Yes, let's keep that effect. Apply. Blur the edges. Maybe just a smidge. No, I don't want them quite that much. Go back to about where I was. And I'll apply that. Now it really looks like a tragic accident for poor Elsa. I can, do other items there as well, but I'm just, for the sake of showing you, not going to scroll through anymore. And again, if you notice, you can scroll down quite a bit and do quite a bit more there. These are some that are pretty popular. Some of these artsy ones. Clear up through this are some that you can actually do in Word as well. Another one then that you might want to do is some of the touch-up, the blemish fix. You could do that in photos. This just gives you a little bit more to do, and it specifically does some really cool stuff. You can, if Elsa's teeth were showing here, I could whiten her teeth if I wanted to. The lipstick tint really does work. Like, it makes you look more enhanced and not all gray looking, or it kind of gets rid of the chapped lips look if people have that going on as well. So it's just a matter of, again, trying these. The nip tuck is crazy, and if I had a face here, I would show you. And the weight loss really just kind of takes anything that has a rounded side or anything that has a side, and it kind of just gives it more of an hourglass look. Neat features to play with. The text is one of my favorites because then I can add a text overlay. And I have to wait patiently while it loads. Choose whatever text you want to. And for those of you that saw the birthday invitation, you can see that I just chose some random fonts. Now, be careful, because again, the ones that are royal, they won't obviously let you use those. I don't know which one I want. This is like a hard decision. Let's just go with an easy one, chunk 5. So what I have to do is just tell it, once I've selected my font, just tell it to add text. And it's going to add a text box, and then it's any sort of movable text box that I want to do. And so I'm going to double click and I'm going to adjust this. Oh no. Poor Elsa. I don't need to capitalize that. Police brutality. That's meant as a joke, by the way, police brutality. Don't be saying your teacher's talking about police brutality. Holy cow. Now, obviously, a black overlay doesn't work over the black letters. Let me move this. It actually doesn't look too bad there, but black's kind of boring. And besides, oh, that's too bright. Elsa's color is more of that light bluish color, so let's make it Elsa. If I could add sparkles to it, I sure would. You can see again, font size, you could drag from the corners and make it different. I want to center that just so it's a little bit on. These actually do some really cool features too where you can change, and it's just a matter of, play with what you want it to do and see how it's going to look. Lighten, yeah, I think I want it lightened a little bit. And when I'm done, I click out of it. Now, each one of these is separate anytime you click add text, so it just makes it as a new text box is all it does. Okay, so I'm not going to add any more, but you get the idea of how to add text, what you can do as an overlay if you wanted to, and there's quite a few fonts to choose from, and you can see they keep adding more. So that tells me that they're updating this app, and it's, it's something that it's a good piece of software to be using. Overlays are really a cool thing that you can use in Photoshop, and then they've started adding quite a few more here. And so I'm not going to show you, but if you click like on the geometric, what it's going to do is it's going to give me this pattern kind of over the top, and then I could fade it out if I wanted to, or I could make it look however I wanted to. It does some really pretty neat things with that way. You want to add a little mustachio, there you can do it. Maybe I want to add some lips. Maybe that's what happened. Elsa was involved in an affair and she kissed a police officer and then it caused problems, so I could put that on there. If I decide I don't want it, it's a matter of pushing delete and then it's gone. What other options? Chicken eggs, Buggles, I don't know why I would want any of those. I have used this sparkle stars. We did a family picture last January, and I put some of the sparkle stars around those. And again, you just drag the whole overlay over the top. It's a magical sort of thing when poor Elsa gets hit. Maybe this is to show the magic of that. And so there I could just have it. Now again, I could change the colors. Maybe I don't want my stars to be black and white. Maybe I want them to be Elsa's bluish color. Yeah, that's kind of Elsa's color. So you can see again, and then I have those options again to change how I want them to look. I'm gonna darken them, harden them, add some, whatever I want to. I'm just going to leave mine at normal for now. But you can see that's how you can do a quick overlay. Like I said, I've actually used that one on my own. Some of those borders you can do on the edge. I don't know why I hovered over birds. Birds are not a border I would use, but you understand what I'm saying here. Okay, so maybe then I want to add a border to this picture. And Museum Mat is one of my favorites to add. So then I'm just going to add this border around the picture so it looks just more professional. If that's really what we're going for, if that's what we're aiming for, that's what it's going to do. I see a little problem. That bright star right there is making it really hard to read that. Let me apply this. I'm going to have to move my overlay just a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Then I can stretch this down. And stretching it down didn't do any good, so I'm just going to move this up and there's not going to be stars at the bottom, and nobody will know other than me. Or you guys watching this as well too. You can see there's various types that you can choose for your frames. Different textures that you can add would be kind of like an overlay, but you don't have the manipulation control with that, and it's going to add that to this entire item. And a lot of these textures are things that are available when you would go like in Word and go to textures. These are pre-designed items that would kind of go together. So maybe I wanted to make this look like, I don't know, a Walking Dead episode. So this is some stuff like, it says maybe try some of these things. These would all relate if you were trying to do some sort of photo editing with zombies. And how creepy would that be? Anyway, you can see, and then it says maybe try this as a text, try this as a texture. These are some effects you'd want to use. And so when you click on these various themes, and they do update these themes, like, they just obviously did that one for Christmas, and they update them kind of based on seasonal stuff, and that's when they'll add new stuff is for, what they think people's needs are. Now this beta form is just some templates, and honestly, I have not used these yet other than, to show you. I want to go back, and I do want to save before I go try the beta stuff. Okay, so when you're ready to go, you can either share it directly or you can save it. I recommend saving because then you have it if you need to use it in other applications. So when you're ready to save, you decide what size you're going to want to save that, as Roger, as Pierce, or as Sean. Anybody get what that is? Okay, those of you that do, you can send me an email and get a sucker if I respond, yes, you got it. And if you don't know who that is, well, I'm sorry. I'd probably change this, and I will call this one, Oh No, Elsa. And again, you can change the type of picture it is, whether you want it to be a JPEG or PNG. I'm just leaving mine as a JPEG, and I'm going to save it to my computer. And I'm going to save it to my, there we go, Oh No, Elsa. Oh, I don't want it in download. I'll stick it in downloads, it doesn't matter. And I will save that. I'm pretty sure these are just words they made up when they say like the knuckle plexor and things like that. So there my creation is pretty much done. Now if I would go to a template, what that would do is like it would give me a pre-designed something or other and it would get rid of this main one that I had. So that is PicMonkey in a nutshell. Again, you can email me with the answer to the question. There is one thing that I want you to make sure that you add to this, and that is some sort of text needs to be somewhere on your picture before you show it to Mrs. Moose. If you have any questions, please email me throughout the day. Otherwise, I hope you have a great Friday. I hope we have no school on Monday, so I can see you on Tuesday.